morning. I'm Alison with Glass Online. I'm here today with the team from Intermac. We have Angelo Busetti and Stefano Forlani, both sales managers in the glass area. The question everybody's probably asking, how have the last few months of the pandemic, or the last more than a year, been for Intermac?
It was very intensive, really, even more intensive than a normal period. As soon as the pandemic started, we wanted to find a way to stay close to our customer. So what we have done, we have organized a lot of digital events for them, like webinars, like TED Talk, like Demo Live, even a private conference with customer, in order to talk with them about technologies, about way of producing glass, alternative way, and to keep the interest of what we do and what we can offer. We even open a digital platform called Digital Arena that is, of course, active on our web, where the customer can subscribe and can watch back all the events we have done. And that was very appreciated from the customer, actually.
So speaking of the customers, over to you, Stefano. What was the market reaction to the pandemic?
I would say that probably the pandemic has highlighted something that was already happening before. The fact that the competence of people is reduced. The younger generations have different habits. They change job very often, so they become less expert than before. We have a gap of competence on the market, which the pandemic has highlighted even more. So our job, we are the machine manufacturer, is actually to cover, to fill this gap by having the machine adding the competence that is missing on the operator. So that's actually has been our duty, our mission during this period of the pandemic, to improve how independent is the machine and how the machine can cover the gap of competence of the operator. If we look then, the pandemic has highlighted a problem, if you like, which is actually become more efficient. So to avoid, for example, manual operations which are useless. So integration. Integration is the second word. So one is to cover or to fill the gap of competence. The other one is to add integration to become more efficient.
Over to you again, Angelo. What does Intermac do to ensure you're always first choice for the customer?
Well, we are doing all possible, as everybody would answer at this question, but it's a bit what Stefano just said. What we are focused and what we are doing is to be able to offer as much technology as possible. More technology we can offer, easier is the connection between the technology. So we are investing in technology, we are investing in skilled people, because our real target is to be identified from our customer more as a partner than as a supplier. And we think this is really important for the future and for the next generation business. We need to be all together.
Stefano, what about Intermac's products in this context?
Obviously, the DNA of the company is the CNC work center, which is actually the leadership of Intermac in the world, and is actually the first product that Intermac was producing. The CNC horizontal that used to be really the beginning of Intermac, step by step has been integrated with additional technologies, additional processes. So today, Intermac is able to offer, I just follow the flow in a glass factory. We have storage systems, we have handling systems for the stock sheets, which is actually what we call the Movetro line of products. Then we have all the systems for cutting monolithic float glass or cutting laminated glass, which is the range that we call Genius. Then we have the processes, which is CNC work centers, In practice, we are talking about the horizontal one, which are actually nicknamed the masters, and then we have the vertical ones. The vertical ones are the Vermax, all well known into the market. And then we have another system of cutting, water jet. It's a line of product that we call Primus. And then we have some, let's say, accessory products. I'm sorry, I forgot one, and I don't have to forget it also because he's named like Angelo. So we have double edging. So the Busetti line of products, which is for mass production, but also for the batch one. Batch one has been a sort of motto that we used during this year, because the batch one is the type of production that the market is requiring today. So working on very small batches. All of this has to be, the single technology has to be obviously reliable, has to be performing, and etc. But now we are asked to do one more challenge, integration. So if you want efficiency, you have to integrate. And integration, sometimes integration is not only physical, it's all a process, it's flow, it's functionality. So sometimes the machines are connected, not physically, but only by the software. To do this, we have created a dedicated team of people that we call the systems team. So we have our top engineers that are actually dedicated to study solutions.
What about some examples of Intermac's range, Angelo?
We have done a lot of projects in the world of full integrated factory. But our customer, the best way to understand what we are able to do for our customer is to go on our digital arena, where we have record an example of a full factory, and where we simulate a production of batch one doors and balustraded glass with our equipment. We have done this in our company, in Intermac, starting from the showroom. We use also some machine in the production. Now really the customers see what we can do and what we can offer and how all the machines are integrated.
Thank you. Would you like to add anything today, gentlemen?
We can add that it's an invitation. Angelo just said it. So our doors are open. Our virtual doors are open through the digital arena. And please come and see with us what we can do together.